Come you, I say, O Most High, of the whole world, and that as such a judge and a witness to me as cannot be bribed, and show how I never omitted of any gift against justice. He never took a bribe from any of the Hebrews, and I have never condemned a poor man that ought to have been acquitted or pardoned, forgiven, on account of one that was rich, and have never attempted to hurt this commonwealth. I am now here present, and I'm suspected of a thing the remotest from my intentions. And if I had given the priesthood to Aaron, not at your command, but of my own favor to him, do you at this time demonstrate that all things are administered by your care, and that nothing happens by chance? That's right. But is governed by your will. That's right. And thereby attains its end. As also demonstrate that you taketh care of those that have done good to the Hebrews. Demonstrate this, I say, by the punishment of Abiram and Dathan. All right. Okay. He said, demonstrate this, I say, by the punishment of Abiram and Dathan. Then I say, demonstrate this by the punishment of anybody that's doing wicked right now in Israel, as far as the leaders. Remove them and remove all those pastors and wicked rabbis that are teaching that we're not the children. All right. Demonstrate punishment of these wicked ones that are like Abiram and Dathan, who condemn you as an insensible being and one overcome by contrivance. This will you do by inflicting such an open punishment on these. Yeah, destroy the New World Order, call Schwab, and all those wicked demonic forces in high places by openly punishing them as you destroy Babylon, Most High Power. Through Yeshaya, I send a prayer to the Most High. Yes, send punishment on the nations, openly shame them. This will you do by inflicting such an open punishment on these men who so madly fly in the face of your glory, your honor, as will take them out of the world, not in an ordinary manner. Yeah, don't take these demons like Bill Gates and all these wicked demons, scientists, with an ordinary manner. Make it marvelous. But so that it may appear they do not die after the manner of other men, the same way as other men. All right. Let that ground which they tread upon open about them, and consume them. This was his prayer with their families and goods. All praises. This will be a demonstration of your power to all men. And this method of their sufferings will be an instruction of wisdom for those that entertain profane sentiments of you. Religion, Christianity, all of that wicked stuff. All right. By this means I shall be found a good servant. Let it be so. In the precepts you have given by me. But if the calumnies, the conspiracies, or rumors they have raised against me be true, mayest you preserve these men from every evil accident and bring all that destruction on me, which I have imprecated, placed upon them. And when you have inflicted punishment on those that have endeavored to deal unrighteously with this people, the Israelites, bestow upon them concord and peace. Give Israel peace. Save this multitude that follow your commandments. Save what? Save this crowd that follow your commandments. That's who's he going to save, and preserve them free from harm. And let them not partake of the punishment of those that have sinned. Please, Father. For you know of thyself it is not right that for the wickedness of these men, the whole body of the Israelites should suffer punishment. Right? Don't let us suffer punishment because of the evil of these leaders in Israel that make merchandise of Israel, that want to speak smooth things and not the truth, that want to deviate from your word. Let them be found liars, Most High, that don't baptize and that don't preach to all nations, that don't know what biblical marriage is, that don't follow the true calendar, Most High. And I'm not talking about the ones in ignorance, the ones that think they know, Lord Father. The ones that Yasha said, since you said you see, then you're not going to be excused because you say you see, but you're blind. I don't want to be blind, talk about I can see. Most High, I want to be able to see spiritually and walk spiritually, talk spiritually, right? I want to be in a spirit, and I want to be able to discern, and I want to bring forth your truth. And I want others to bring forth your truth, that we can give you the honor and the glory, and that we can have your countenance, your face shine upon us, and that we can all gather. So we ask you to bless us and protect us. But let's read this again. It is not just, it's not right that for the wickedness of these men, the whole body of the Israelites should suffer punishment. Okay? Because there's good people in all these different sects and religions and denominations. Protect them. Seal those that actually keep your commandments and have the faith of Yasha. All right. 3, it says here, when Moses had said this with tears in his eyes, the ground was moved on a sudden. And the agitation, all right, the reaction that set it in motion was like that which the wind produces. All right, in waves of the sea, the agitation, the friction, the reaction that set in motion was like that which the wind produces in waves of the sea, the ocean. The people were all affrighted. They were scared. And the ground that was about their tents sunk down at the great noise with a terrible sound and cried whatsoever was dear to the seditious and to itself. I'm sorry. Let me go back. I meant carried. Their tents sunk down. Their houses sunk down at the great noise with a terrible sound and carried whatsoever was dear, near, close to them, to the seditious into itself. All right. It swallowed them up. Whoso entirely perished, they completely died, that there was not the least appearance that any man had ever been seen there. Wow. They were really blotted out. The earth that had been open itself about them, closing again and becoming entire, complete, as it was before, like it never happened. Insomuch that such as saw it afterward did not even know that any such accident had happened to it. Thus did these men die. This is how those men died, in a marvelous way. It became a demonstration of the power, the strength of the Most High. All right. And truly, anyone would lament them, would cry for them, not only on account because of this calamity that happened to them, which still deserves our commiseration, remembrance, but also because the kindred, the family were displeased. They were upset with the sufferings, for they forgot the retaliation they bear to them. And at the sight of this sad accident, approved of the judgment given against them. That's right. That's righteousness. They approved of the judgment given against their family members. And because they looked upon the people about, doth then as pleasant as pestilent men, they thought they perished as such and did not grieve for them. They didn't even care about that they died. because there are wicked men in Israel. Now Moses called for those that contended, that fought about the priesthood, and that trial might be made who should be priest, and that he who sacrificed God was best pleased with might be ordained to that function, that office. There attended 250 men who indeed were honored by the people, not only on account of the power of their ancestors, but also on account of their own, in which they excelled the others. Aaron also and Korah came out, and they all offered incense, and in those censers of theirs which they brought with them before the tabernacle. Hereupon so great a fire shone out as no one ever saw in any that is made by the hand of man, neither in those eruptions out of the earth that are caused by subterraneous burnings, nor in such fires as arise of their own accord in the woods, when the agitation, the friction, the reaction is caused by the trees rubbing one against another. But this fire was very bright and had a terrible flame, such as is kindled at the command of the Most High Yah, by whose eruption on them all the company of Korah himself were destroyed. Oh my God. I'm going to read that again. It says here, when the agitation is caused by the trees rubbing one against another, but this fire was very bright and had a terrible flame, such as is ignited at the command of the Most High, by whose eruption on them all the company and Korah himself were destroyed. I'm going to read the note. It appears here and from the Samaritan Pentateuch, and in effect from the psalmist, as also from the apostolical constitutions, from Clement's first epistle to the Corinthians, I have that, from Ignatian's epistles to the Magnesians, and from Eusebius, that Korah was not swallowed up with the Reubenites. Have you ever been swallowed up? Korah was not swallowed up with the Reubenites, but burned with fire with the Levites of his own tribe. Okay. Anyway, so it says, by whose eruption on them all the company of Korah himself were destroyed by the flame of the Most High. And this so entirely, completely, that their very bodies left no remains behind them. Nothing was left. Aaron alone was preserved, saved, and not at all hurt by the fire. He was rescued, not at all hurt by the fire, because it was the Elohim that sent the fire to burn those only who ought to be burned. All praises. So, what'd that sound like? Meshach and Abednego and them, right? And then what's going to happen when that fire rain down? The Most High, He going to protect us also, right? Because we know this time it's going to be by fire. Heavenly fire, nuclear fire. It's going to be fire. And this is so entirely, completely, that their very bodies left no remains behind them. Aaron alone was preserved in safety, and not at all hurt by the fire. It was like they vanished, because it was the Most High that sent the fire to burn those only who ought to be burnt. Hereupon Moses, after these men were destroyed, was desirous that the memory of this judgment might be delivered down to the children, posterity, and that future ages, future times, all right, might be acquainted, be familiar with it, with this sedition. And so he commanded Eleazar, the son of Aaron, to put their censers near the brazen altar, that they might be a remembrance to the children of Israel of what these men suffered for supposing that the power of the Elohim might be eluded. The power of the Most High cannot be escaped. You can't elude it. His will be done. And so Aaron was now no longer esteemed to have the priesthood by the favor of Moses. Everybody knew it was not by the favor of Moses. It was not because he loved his brother. No, he wasn't a respecter of person. But by the public judgment of Yah, Elyon, the Ancient of Days, the Lord of Spirits. All right? Iyeh Ashar Iyeh. Yahuwah. All right? The God of all gods, the God of the universe, the King. And so he and his children peaceably enjoyed that honor afterwards. They peaceably enjoyed the honor of the priesthood afterwards. All right? And so all praises to the Most High. Um, 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 and that's all I got, man. I think that was good. Um, it was something that I wanted to get. Yeah. Going back to the Christians and all of that, right? And the religions and all of that. Scripture says in John chapter 4, verse 22, you worship what you do not know. We worship what we know, Israel, and we are the light to the world. We worship what we know. We are the children of Israel. For salvation is of the Yahudim, the Hebrews. Salvation is of the Israelites. All right? Don't forget it. And don't boast against the natural branches. All right? And you want to be Gentile so bad. But the Most High said they make laws unto themselves. And they got to come under the rod too. And they got to live by faith as well. Some laws pertain to them, some laws don't. But we all going to do the Sabbath, Isaiah 66. All right? We all going to do the Feast of Tabernacles. Those that are sealed by the living power, we all want to feast with him and drink wine with him again. All right? We want to enter into his kingdom. You should just want to be able to enter in the kingdom. And then it says by your works and by your faith, and if some steward come and get you from the bleachers and bring you down to the front row, or you become a selected from the audience to come on the show, be thankful. But you boast against the natural branches, don't think that he won't cut you off like he cut off his children. All right. Salvation is of the Yahudim, not the synagogue of Satan, not those that say that they're and are not, but do lie. He talked about his righteous children that are at the apple of his eye. 23, it says, but an hour is coming, an age, a time is coming, a day is coming, and now is, when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and in truth, in the Ruach and in truth. The truth is Yahshua, Jesus Christ, who kept his Father's commandments, and we could do all things in Christ that strengthens us, so we could keep his commandments, because he said, if you love me, you'll keep his commandments. He said, if you love me, you love Yah's people, which are the children of the Most High, the children of Israel. All right. For the Father also seeketh such ones that worship him. All right. The Most High is a spirit. That's right. And the ones worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The law is the truth. All right. And is the light. And this lady here, she says, I know that Messiah is coming, the one called Yasha, Christ, which saved the deliverer. When that one comes, he will announce to us all things. That's right. And Yahshua, Jesus, Yasha said to her, I am the one speaking to you. He was the one speaking to her, the truth. All right. So anyway, hold fast that which is good. All right. Be angry, sin not. Enjoy the Shabbat. All praises to the Most High. Keep his commandments and live. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. All right. In Revelation 22, verse 22 verse 4, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. Where you want his name to be? In your foreheads. You want to be sealed, and there shall be no night there, and they need no candle there, neither light of the sun. For the Most High power, the Elohim, giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. They shall reign how long? Forever and ever. All right. Happy Sabbath. Shabbat Shalom.